told it's a 3-wood. Certainly he's got quite a small head on it. Quite difficult to tell. But that would be a good shot anyway. The point is here, you need to be up on the green. The pin is right at the very back, so you've got to give it everything you can to get up there. It's no good being short, because that's a very difficult chip up here. Back with the old towel again. Yes, there we go. He's got to be absolutely certain. He's absolutely right. It's a critical match, and all square at the moment. So he really wants to get his mind absolutely focused on what he's trying to do. Got that going. He's drilled that really up, and that might be even too big. It's such a good shot. No, it's in the middle of the green. It hasn't quite made it up to the top of the hill, but my goodness, that was a very good shot by Harrington. So here's Tiger Woods, who certainly won't be hitting a 3-wood. He's just 190 yards to go. I've been told it's a 6-iron, which I find it very hard to believe, even though I know how far this young man hits it. But it looks like a 6-iron. And it's got the flight of a 6-iron. That's straight up on the left-hand edge of the green, I suspect. Yes, I think it's just missed the green on the left.
Well, that may be in the bunker on the if it is and pitched in from the height it was travelling at, that might be plugged and it might be in a horrid place. I think the Irish pair are going to be a little disappointed when they come up that their ball isn't nearer. I get a feeling that Jody thought his ball was racing up there and that he's within 10 or 12 feet of the hole, when in fact they're about the same distance away as they were at the last hole where they 3-putted from. Dave, this game finally poised.
Well, all square at this point, and a great shot by the Irish team, obviously, to put it on the green out of that line. We're not too sure if Tiger Woods' shot did, in fact, go in the bunker. But now they're just discovering, because from where they were, they couldn't tell where Harrington's ball finished, but they knew it was a good shot. They'll take it on the green from where he was, certainly. And this point, a big point for both teams, obviously. Great Britain and Ireland with 8 points in hand. U.S. team with 7. So a win for the U.S. side would be 8-8, obviously, and then 9-7 if the GBI side should win. And that's a big, big change. John Harris, of course, a U.S. amateur champion in '93. Tiger Woods has won it both years since then. John Harris undefeated in Walker Cup play and has won 2 points already here at Royal Porthcawl. So I'm sure that ball is, in fact, yes, there it is in the bunker. So, and plugged, just as Peter said. That 6-iron going in nice and high, which is all right, except when it winds up in a bunker. So it looks like let's see who is away. Tiger Woods saw the line. He knows what he's done to his partner. Now, the one good thing, though, is when Harris has to play this shot, he does have a lot of green. This ball will come out low and hot. So what he needs is just to make sure first you get over the bank, obviously. Get it on the green. I don't know how Harris may try to play this shot, but if you were trying to help someone learn this particular shot, you don't worry so much about following through when it's buried.
This is a very difficult bunker shot that John Harris has to play. slightly on a downhill lie to start with, and of course the sand now with all this rain is extremely wet, which makes it very difficult to control the ball. It's probably going to come out pretty low out of there with a downhill lie, so he's got to be very careful with it.
Michael, I think what you need to do in a case like that, if it were me, I do not play that with a sand iron. I take my pitching wedge so that I can get down into the sand, because I'm not going to try to follow through. I'm going to try to hit down just behind the ball and make the ball pop up, because as you point out, with the downhill line, the buried situation, it tends to want to duck and go low on you.
Oh, I think that's
if
exactly
he's playing
what
this
he's
with a
doing.
sand iron, he's playing it with the harder of the two clubs.
Looks a pretty sharp one.
We'll know in the meantime, in a minute. That was not bad. Of course, now it is. I thought for a minute it wasn't bad, but I'm sure he doesn't like it too much now. But those are the mean little things that happen to you in golf, and sometimes at very crucial moments. Well, now it looks to me as if, let's see which team, the Great Britain and Irish team, I think is away. They're acting as if it's their move. Can't get his umbrella to bite. You can see the rain in your picture. So Flanagan. And I would say from the side that the ball is going to break. Not a lot. Come ahead. Come ahead. Well, from a long way off. Certainly better off than the U.S. side at this point. About 4, maybe 5 feet short. In 3, the American team in 3.
Well, Dave, this is the kind of shot you don't want in these circumstances. It's pretty fluffy for a start, but of course it's wet as well, which means it's even more difficult to control the ball. But Tiger Woods has got a great touch, as we know, but get this close is going to require a shot of a real great quality. Interesting he takes his glove off for these short shots.
Well, I think you get more feel if you take your glove off, but and also he's got 19-year-old nerves. A little speedy, and they still may be away. That was very fast going that way, Michael, as you called. Tiger not happy. Of course, his second shot kind of put his partner in that position where he didn't have much of a shot from the bunker, from the buried lie. This at the 15th, the match all square. John Harris. I said the U.S. amateur champion, as a matter of fact, won the championship in Houston at the Champions Golf Club, where I play a lot of golf. At that point, his son, who at that point was 12 years old, caddied for him. So what a thrill to be with his father that week. All right, this for the 5 and a possible halve. But this is definitely at this point a must make for the U.S. side. Looking good. Oh man, what a putt. That was some putt to make. Maybe that's why he's undefeated in Walker Cup play. Even when you do that, they make him hold the flag. Huh? I think Tiger should treat his elders a little better. I'll put the flag in, sir. All right, now we've got Padraig Harrington. Now this for the win to go one up. And again, now this putt, very crucial. It was beginning to break what would be to the player's left and your right as you look at it, as it was losing speed. Now, will that be the line? Say just in the right edge. It doesn't look that way from here, but I'm going to guess that's what it is. It's where he started it, and that's where it stayed. Didn't break till past the hole. I'm going to tell you, the Americans escaped a trap there. What? Well, I didn't know this was a stroke play event. I thought, well, that looks very short, but at any rate, that's why you're not entitled to be given a putt. And from our angle, I can't tell actually how short that is, but it should be just straight in. It's too short to break if you hit it solid. Well, halved in fives as they go to the 16th tee.
2-3 putts in a row as well there, David, which won't have done their confidence any good. It will have boosted, if anything, the Americans' confidence with 3 holes left to play. 21 minutes from between the 14th green and the 15th, which is fairly slow even by modern standards. And 3 holes left to play, and still much to happen. What do you think, Alex?
Well, I agree with you for one of the first times. This is the 16th hole. We're looking back, and you see halfway down the picture a sort of change of light. That's the ridge. Now, yesterday Tiger Woods with a tailwind took a driver and carried it 280 yards into the hollow. Today, I think that with the fact that the wind is less, I have a feeling that he'll lay up short. And the hole has sort of been playing when any time someone will appear to play this tee shot. Tiger Woods it'll be to drive, and Padraig Harrington. And the Irish, of course, a little bit dejected, as you say, Peter. 2-3 putts, 2 consecutive 3 putts. Very costly. There are the umbrellas of the players on the right there, and here's Tiger. And let's see if we can identify the club. He's got it's a long iron, yes. A long iron. He's a wonderful player to watch. You get on the practice ground, and I have watched him on many occasions. Beautiful stillness in the wrists, in the backswing. Tremendous amount of leg work. You watch the speed he accelerates through here. Did you see that? Just a blur, wasn't it? Clipped it off the top of the tee peg, and I think it's pretty straight. Here it comes, left half of the fairway. And that will have covered about 240 or 50 yards, that long iron. Down into the valley. You're heading now for home. You're heading towards the clubhouse. Padraig, what has he got? Padraig. Silent D. Little adjustment of the grip there. See that? You see how he puts the club to the right, and one of David Ledbetter's teachings, that is, you put the club to the right and it adjusts your grip and it comes back stronger. Picking the tee up quite sharply, so that's a good sign. Out on the right half of the fairway, coming in towards the middle. That's a nice tee shot. And we'll find out soon who's got closer to the flag, whether it was the Irish driver or the American long iron. Very interesting swing, Tiger Woods. Now, this is a long iron. You see the beautiful posture, Lovely wide arc, no wrist action taking place yet. Just keep watching it. Not much wrist action now, is there? But yet a 90-degree turn, still very little wrist action at the top. You see the runner line up, his left forearm off the end of his knuckles, and there's no change of direction. That is perfectly square. Now watch what happens to the lower body. Look at the right leg. Look at the adjustment and the footwork. He hasn't got his feet untangled, and through the shaft goes around his neck. And that really is some swing. It's a swing I think we will enjoy for many years to come. And a lot of exciting things will happen to this young fella. Right down the middle, 250 yards with the 1 iron.
Clive Brown on the right-hand side, under the official umbrella. I fancy that's the official Walker Cup umbrella. I do detect a few little surprise packages that are creeping out on the course this week, but that is the official brolly, I fancy. And Mr. Brown must be, well, he must be in many ways pleased with his troops. He'll be a lot more pleased if this match finishes all square at the worst. But they're a powerful pair, Harrison Woods. Harrington and Flanagan. They must put aside the fact they've three-putted the last 2 greens, albeit from long range, and they were both short. The first putts came at 5-6 feet short, so should they get another long putt, watch out for them perhaps belting it past. Those are the sort of things that can happen in match play. The psychological effects creep in. Pretty motley old green, isn't it? But that's the take-all patch that's struck here. Dry summer, too much alkaline. They say there's no cure, but you try telling Jim Arthur that. There's a name to conjure with. Now here they go, the boys from Ireland on the left. Looks to be slightly uphill. Now there you see he's got the bunker. He's not too far away from trouble. The American ball's on the other side of the fairway. They're about equidistance, but I suspect it might be the American. Might be John Harris to play. But no, it's definitely going to be the Irish pair. So the current score, 8 for Great Britain and Ireland, 7 to the United States. 1 match left out on the course. At this moment, they're all square. Second shots to the 16th. Ireland, great GB and I to play first.
Well, Peter, crucial shot, I think, really here for Jody Flanagan. 185 yards to go. A wind coming from his left, and also a heavy rain, I might add. The lie is good. Everything's in good shape. This looks like a 4-iron, I think. Probably, maybe even one more. I think it's a 4-iron. It looks like a 4-iron. And this, it needs to be struck very crisply. It's a difficult green to hit. Well, it might have been a little bit more than a 4 with the flight of it, but it's gone straight towards the left-hand side of the flag, and it's a great shot by Flanagan there. Big cheers of delight around here from the supporters. So now we have John Harris's shot, which is just a couple of feet ahead of where the GB&I ball came to rest. He will have seen that, and he's got a more difficult shot because the bunker on the left-hand side, which is a lot higher, so he's got to get it up really quite quickly. Although with a 5-iron, which he has, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Ooh, now that was the top. Gosh, that's the early Sunday morning one. Doesn't enjoy that one. The old fingers start to tingle a bit with that. Now that is the door wide open for GB&I.
Well, that should leave you at home feeling fairly good to see a shot that a lot of us have played in our lives, and I think John Harris maybe trying to get a little too cute with that shot, or trying to get it up too fast, too high. Just simply missed the shot almost completely. Just caught it thin, and actually lucky to get over the bunker that was in front of him. All right, we'll have a look at this. Nice slow motion there. John Harris got it away a little outside, like maybe he's trying to cut the ball a little below parallel, and now he's squatted down. Now he's going to lift right about here, and there it is. In case you're wondering what some of my friends' shots look like, I recognize that. And actually pretty lucky to get, as I said, through where the bunker was. So every shot at this point very crucial for both sides. Well, it's applause as you on the GBI team, and that was a wonderful second shot with that 4-iron played by Jody Flanagan. I believe Michael said it was a 4, maybe a 3, but once again the American team here very much on the defensive, or in a bad situation. As rain has really been coming down quite heavy the last 30 minutes. Move back to where Tiger Woods That's the ball of the U.S. side. Match all square at this point, but U.S. side in real danger of losing this hole. Tiger Woods, the much heralded youngster, 19 years old, U.S. amateur champion, 94 and 95.
Well, David, this is going to test this young man's nerve. Not sure he's got a nerve at his age, I must confess, watching him. He's got to hit this 100 yards near enough, and he can pitch it nearly all the way, even though it's out of the fluffy rough. It's not too bad out of there. It might just come out a little bit, so he might allow for that. There'll just be a sandwich.
Well, that's just the shot he's been working on, that he's had so much trouble with, and we saw him do that 2 or 3 times yesterday from a short shot, blow it right through the green. And his teacher, Butch Harmon, says they've been trying to work on the control of distance of his short shots, which he obviously still needs to work on. That is one weakness I've noticed in his particular golf game, which is strong in so many ways. Man, they probably, certainly they're still away there. Missed the green. The other side just some 15 or 20 feet from the flag. Now Harris, this will be the 4th shot. If they get out of this with a half, I will knit you a stove out of some steel wool. I said that's if they get a half. And still the gallery stays out. Golf fans are absolutely marvelous. I mean, they come out and they walk miles around the course to see a few shots. And you know, I'm sure if they played this slow at their club, they would be warned or kicked out of the club. So the U.S. team still away. This their 4th shot. John Harris to play. Of course, John, a little bit the cause of their problems here because of the missed second shot. Of course, Tiger Woods didn't help the cause any by knocking the short shot over the green. Harrington and Flanagan on the green in 2. not a bad shot. Just the timing is a little bad. That's the 4th shot, so the best they can make is a 5. And even though the Great Britain and Irish side is 3-putted the last 2 greens, that was from a long way off. This one, I know they can handle. Padraig Harrington do the putting first. And this for a birdie and a win, or 2 putts and a win. And this to go a 1 up with 2 to play. And as I said, this a very important point for both sides. That's all you want. That's all you want. 1 up with 2 to play. Of course, a great 2nd shot by Flanagan. A good iron shot off the tee by Harrington. So 1 up and 2 to play.
th green, par 5, 511 yards, a hole that dog legs to the left, and just where that gentleman is walking on the right of your picture, there are a couple of deep pot bunkers waiting for anyone who cuts the corner. 3 of them, in fact. From the tee, you play up over quite a bank of heather and gorse. And we look down to find the tee, and you can see the climb they make up over the gorse if you choose to cut the corner a little bit. And the rain comes down. It really is serious rain. It's no longer that soft drizzle we started the morning with. And it's not coming off the sea, it's coming off the shoreline. The Irish pair have now established the 1-hole lead, and will it be enough? Both, even in this weather, capable of getting up and 2. It won't be quite so easy with the wind coming from the left. Yesterday the wind was from behind on the right. Well, the glove is being dried. The tee shots will be hit by Jody Flanagan of Ireland and John Harris of the United States.
Give us gravy, Jody, all right?
One up and 2 to play. Flanagan to drive. Well, it went suddenly silent, that applause, and that was because the ball started up okay, then started to turn left, but in fact it's okay. 3 bunkers guarding the front left of the par 5 could make it a rather tight 2nd shot, that one. Now, what about the experience John Harris will call on here? Made 2 points yesterday. Oh, that is really bad. That is not only tugged to the left, the American flag there goes up to show you he's in quite deep, and Tiger Woods has a very, very tough 2nd shot. Great Britain and Ireland ball. You see the marker there, just 10 yards on the fairway, and that looks pretty good now. Stranger on the shore. Where's Akabil? He's not got many companions out there, has he? And he's got a limp. What a shame. It's funny how many seagulls have limps, isn't it? When you go to the beach and you watch, they seem to get damaged quite a lot. Seagulls. You want to be careful when you're walking in the shallows.
Can you all go behind the ropes? Can everybody go behind the ropes?
They're probably going to have to start getting back on the left. Yeah. What's the order, Chris? I'll bring them in and I'll be right back out.
So that's how they stand with the final pair preparing to play their second shots to the 17th hole. Harrington and Flanagan for Great Britain and Ireland, one up. Harris and Woods, though, are in trouble. Woods it is to play the second shot first from what looks like a middling lie, but even with his power, I don't know how close he can get to the green. He's attempting a 3-iron at this. Now the green, you see the house up at the end there, the green's more or less on that line, but a little bit to the right. Bunkers up the left-hand side. Do or die. Sounded a little heavy, but it may chase and run.
That, Peter, went just over the bunkers in the middle of the fairway here. The right-hand one just fell on the top and toppled, fortunately, the right side of the fairway, not into the bunker.
So still a fair distance from the green. Padraig Harrington now with his second shot he can reach, I fancy. Look to make good contact if he's kept out of the trouble down the left-hand side. No rapturous applause. Mike, do you see that one? And you can see the conditions now are really miserable. But it's never so bad when you're up and looking as if you might win the match in the next 10 minutes or so. That's the GB&I ball, the result of the second shot, just wide of the bunker. Still, well, you can see a long way from the green. This hole, 511 yards, of course, under the heavy conditions today, the ball not flying so far. Tiger Woods, even though he managed to smash it out of the heather, rather fortunate to climb round this bunker, but it's It really is playing more like 600 yards today rather than 511. They were reaching this green with drive and irons, and in fact in the practice round Tiger Woods hit a small iron, something like a 9 or something like that, into the hole for 2 for an albatross here at the 17th hole, but none of that today. This is be a considerable shot from here. Back there is John Harris, just above the bunker. Well, what a time now for John Harris, the only player in the United States side to have played in a Walker Cup match before. Unbeaten record so far, but not looking so good here. This is the Americans' third shot. I forgot the glove that time. This match started at 9:15 and it's now 1 o'clock. So you can see they're not absolutely rushing around. The conditions, to be fair, have been a bit horrid, particularly over the last hour and a half.
Oh, John Harris, very lucky not to be in the bunker there. As I said, the ball just tippled on the top and came here instead of going backwards. This is 150 yards into the wind, into the rain. Couldn't play really the shot he would like to play there. He threw it up in the air and it really needed a good punch, but he's found the green all right, which is a good shot in these circumstances.
Well, a little unfortunate to pitch on the green, and instead of going forward it spun back, so in fact short of the green. They've played 3, so a comforting position for the home pair. They're now playing their third, and they should certainly get a lot closer than the Americans. There they are behind the dark green brollies.
They've got the rope. Across. Your man.
There's Flanagan. You notice you might have just caught a glimpse there, an interlocking grip. That's first finger left, locked round little finger right. Straightforward shot. He's played millions of these. Well, perhaps not millions, but enough. Enough to get the job done well, I'm sure. Perfect distance. And just spins back down. It looks absolutely flat, but it's still moved a foot towards the hole, leaving a very holeable putt for his partner. You certainly get the feeling that the green tilts a bit left to right, don't you, when you look up there? If you see the lie of the land, look at the back of the green on the left, it all slopes away to the right. You can see having the flag attended, not running the risk of striking the flag and the flag keeping it out. As many spin out as are helped in by the flag. So this, the fourth shot for the United States at the 17th, 1 down. Should start to move right. It does. It's not a bad line. Oh, what a good effort. Terrific effort. Best they can do is 5. Now there'll be a bit of toing and froing here. There's Padraig, is it, has the putt to win the match.
So, Padraig Harrington, very important putt. Even though the Americans are still 4 feet away, this would be absolute music if he could hold this. It's not going to move an awful lot because the rain is going to hold it up, and it really is pelting it down now. Squeegees with every match has been out this morning, so that's helped to keep the greens in playable condition. This is just a 10-foot putt down the hill. It's very easy to leave it short when it's damp like this.
Well, that was a misjudgment. That's a 5. I fancy conceded 5. Yes, and John Harris has a putt at a yard or so to halve the hole and to go down the last. This to keep the match alive. This to keep the match going. Well, what an untidy end really to a very slow match, but the home supporters are absolutely delighted. And Tiger Woods and John Harris go in for a rather late lunch with there we are. A good move forward by the home side. And that's how it ended. The honours even after the morning's foursomes, 9-7. 3.5 points needed by GB and I to win the Walker Cup. And this afternoon's play, if the weather remains as dreary as this, will certainly be exciting, because you'd think with, what, 8 singles, there's only a doddle to get 3.5. It's quite amazing how the nerve ends tighten up under pressure.
Clive Brown, what an amazing morning, and what a way to finish.
Well, it's tremendous. 2 points, that's great. That's just tremendous.
You put your Irish pair out last. Did you expect them to be up against Tiger Woods?
Well, it doesn't really matter who they play. They're a great pair. They played tremendously this morning, and to get a point, put us 2-all, that's great, just great.
And particularly against John Harris, first time he's dropped a point in the Walker Cup.
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that, but it doesn't matter. We've got the point.
You must have been a bit concerned, though, the way that your first pair started.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what happened yesterday. After 6 holes, I was feeling very, very down myself. Obviously, not trying to show that to the players, but like yesterday, they came back, and this time we've got an extra half point. So 2 points in the bag. That's tremendous.
You haven't got very long now. I'm sure you want to go and talk to them.
Gordon's actually on the tee in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna dash off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well done. Well done.